Hi, I'm Dawn, the Services Manager at AKT, and I'm based in Newcastle and I cover the North East. I've been working with LGBTQ young people who are homeless or living in a hostile environment since 2007.
Hello, I'm a 25-year-old who identifies as non-binary or genderqueer.
Hi, I'm a 24-year-old trans girl who is deeply spiritual, believing life is about connecting to the self, others and nature, the world and all things.
I'm a 23-year-old trans man with two phenomenal dogs.
I use they/them pronouns and have for a number of years now. Although I do not correct people now when they use she/her, I feel euphoric when somebody goes out of their way to use my preferred pronouns. Preferred pronouns are definitely spoken of more now, but I don't often find myself in situations where anyone asks. I'd love the conversation to be more normalised.
I'm a member of an anti-racist organisation who works towards changing the system to one which is community-run and sustainable, a system which values people over profit and does so without destroying nature.
Because of my identity, it's been horrific, with neighbours, friends and everyone.
I definitely consider my journey to have been quite a chaotic one throughout the years. I've always felt different, but it was only as I got older that I'd come to understand why that was.
My mum doesn't understand being transgender either. She's also came a long way, but only when she wants to.
I have emotionally unstable personality disorder, and I needed a combination of the following: therapy, medication, and a support network.
Everyone misgenders me in the street. It's out of sheer ignorance.
These young people can experience hostility from lots of different people, such as their family, their partners, in the community, such as neighbours and even friends. So what do? We accept a young person's identity. We'll help them to affirm it, provide advocacy. We could help them get into a safe home, help with financial solutions, run activities so they don't feel as isolated as they did when they first came here.
I can't use my ID in shops because I get denied, which means I get outed publicly in shops. That bothers me because I just want someone to see me the way I see myself. Now I look for places that specifically cater to my situation. I won't go anywhere else.
My mental health had been drastically declining, and I was also dealing with drug addiction. I had no money, and I got myself into some quite serious debt very quickly.
I just want normal things in a normal life. It sounds bizarre, but it made sense when I realised I was transgender.
In 2019, I found myself in quite a pickle. I was stuck in a 12-month tenancy for a flat that was quite frankly inhabitable. It was damp throughout, the heating was electric storage heaters, and for a one-bed flat without a bath, it was costing £300 a month in electricity, which was ridiculous, but there was nothing I could do.
I was living on £18 a month for a while. I had to buy everything cheap or for pennies or on sale. It was so stressful because most of my money was spent on my dog's food. I had rent arrears and couldn't deal with all kinds of paperwork, from rent arrears to transitioning. I have animals, so home's really important. I was kicked out from my mum's property.
The young people we see in the North East are often impacted by poverty and lack of opportunities such as employment. These things significantly affect their options.
During lockdown, I had to flee my living situation and became homeless. When looking online, I found AKT, who helped me find housing.
I had heard of the charity AKT from Pride events and from word of mouth. I knew that they were highly spoken of, but I didn't know exactly what they did until I was in a position where I was searching the internet for support.
So, naturally, I was drawn into what AKT advocates, as they aim to ensure safe homes and better features for LGBT young people.
I was referred to AKT because I was emotionally distressed, and not many places wanted to deal with that. But AKT listened to me.
I reached out to AKT by filling out an online referral form. They got back to me almost instantly, and I had a meeting with two of the members of staff the following day. Dawn and Lewis were amazing. During that appointment, I spoke about everything, and we soon realised that every aspect of my life was directly involved by another, and it was like a domino effect. By changing one thing, it would directly affect every other thing. It really was chaos.
When speaking with the housing over the phone for them to register me as homeless, they told me they would not do so unless the parent I fled from agreed I was fleeing due to abuse, even though I was over 18. AKT rang them back and sorted it out.
They supported me with food vouchers, which was amazing. As I was a student and not claiming benefits, it wasn't as simple as being referred to the food bank. I had regular meetings with AKT and they helped me tremendously. I finally managed to leave that tenancy early with their help. but going from a furnished property to an unfurnished one did mean that I had a lot to get, which I couldn't afford. That was when they offered me a rainbow starter kit.
Young people come to us and don't know what their rights are. They don't know what benefits to claim, and they've got debts. They don't understand what bills are a priority. If they don't have contact with supportive people who can guide them and help them navigate through those services, they can really struggle.
I want surgery, but it's hard to save for. I want to help people transition, and I want to transition too.
I'm currently on a constantly extending NHS waiting list for healthcare to medically transition because I cannot afford to go private. The same medication which can be given within 2 weeks of referral to those who do not self-identify.
One of the things I'm looking forward to the most is getting top surgery so I can blend in, so I don't have to worry about what I wear or what people think.
Working at AKT though, it's great to be able to see those young people moving forward and coming out with more confidence in being who they are.
Because of AKT, I was able to get the essentials, such as a washing machine, microwave, curtains and much more. I moved the day before the first lockdown. It really was brilliant timing.
Thankfully, because of AKT, I have a home now and it is close to everything I do and relatively affordable.
After moving, I tried really hard to tackle my addiction. I went on a bit of a health kick and made some positive changes. I mentioned that I was looking at second-hand bikes online to start exercising, and AKT offered to buy me a brand new one with a helmet and a lock because they had enough funding. I still cherish it to this day.
I want kids in the family, and I realised I've been looking at it from the wrong side. I still can't have kids being transgender, with a house in the garden, just normal life.
As my situation has changed so much for the better, I'm over a year free of my addiction. I really want to give back, and I'm now looking at the possibility of volunteering.
Here at AKT, we believe that no one should have to choose between being who they are and having a safe place to live.
Housing needs to be more accessible. Housing should be treated as a human right, and so should healthcare.
More people should know or be trained about transgender people, such as doctors, because we shouldn't have to repeat our situation every time, or get misgendered on every phone call.
If I could change one thing to help those similar to myself, I would definitely recommend further training about LGBT issues. I'm aware training does take place, but there's a great need for more to be done. Short training sessions delivered across the board would raise awareness, especially training around gender. I'd like to end by saying you are valid, and not to let anybody tell you otherwise, not even yourself.
I'd really like to see a shift in people's thinking. So don't presume what someone's gender identity or sexuality is, and challenge those around you when they show hate or unacceptance. Be an ally and speak out.